our 100% volunteer choir. Can we give them some love? Oh, so happy Lunar New Year. Yes? It's the year of the fire horse. I just sort of love that. And so this is what the year of the fire horse is all about. It appears just once every 60 years, so it's a generational event. Passion and enthusiasm, a fervent drive and zest for life, dynamism and innovation, the spark that ignites novel ideas and propels decisive action, brightness and clarity, illuminating paths forward, fostering optimism and clear vision, and assertiveness and leadership, the courage to lead, inspire, and take initiative. Are we ready for this, the year of the fire horse? Right? Because this is our year of empowerment, right? This is our year of empowerment. And when I saw what the year of the fire horse was, I was like, oh, does the world need that? Do we need that personally? Anybody in here use a little zeal, a little dynamism? I could, right? Because, the climb, really, anybody else here feel like the climb can feel like a slog every once in a while, right? And so we have these tools that we get to access in the midst of whatever life is, right? Because life is going to be life, yes? The ups, the downs, what's happening is what's happening. What we have empowerment over is how we navigate those challenges. The challenges will be challenges, but we have the space, the place for us to manifest what it is that we are calling forth from inside ourselves. So we are in week 1, so we're kicking off our book study on unapologetic manifestation. So this is Ken, who spoke last week, who is like family to me. This arose out of all of that absolute abundance work that that's how I came to Unity in Marin, was teaching all of those absolute abundant classes. And so we're starting off the book study week 1. There's still room in some of the book studies if you want to sign up. The book study, I did get the guide done. Can I get some applause for that, please? Because y'all know I have not been feeling great, and so it was a push. But the guide is ready, so you can also work on it on your own if you like. But I would recommend that even if you just create your own small group, it's really, these ideas are deep and rich. So there's still room for people to sign up to facilitate a group, and there's still room for people to sign up to participate in a group. And the groups can be online, they can be in person, they're in your own home, they're in the library, wherever you can make it work however you want to make it work. So, let's talk about manifestation in terms of how Unity understands it. So it's about more than achieving specific goals. So New Thought used to really focus on manifestation. I'm going to buy my house. We have grown and evolved over time, yes? We understand that what we are manifesting is the spiritual capacity within ourselves to accomplish something. Does that make sense? Okay? So we don't pray for the house. We pray for the capacities that we need in order for us to be able to get the house. So it's about aligning our life with our highest purpose and stepping into the fullness of who we are. And so, come on, we all cut ourselves off from ourselves, right? Not enough. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh, that isn't good. Oh, I screwed that up. Oh, I'm overwhelmed. Anybody in here relate to any of that? Whew. So at its core, when we talk about manifestation, we're talking about it as a practice. We're talking about it as a conscious practice of directing our thoughts, emotions, and actions to create a life that feels deeply meaningful and authentic. Anybody on board with that? All right? Yeah. Because it's really easy to just get complacent. It's really easy to just be like, oh yeah, this is what is, this is what is, this is what is. We are infinite beings. We are having an infinite experience. Wherever it is that you think you are, y'all not done yet. There is so much more for you to step into, for you to inhabit, for you to express and live as. So Ken has broken it down into 5 steps. I wouldn't even, okay, I get to do this because I know them really well. I wouldn't call them steps because they don't actually work linearly necessarily. They all are happening kind of simultaneously. So we need to focus our mind, right? Specific, well-defined goals help focus our energy and intention, right? That's the very first piece that we get to step into. Then we need to shift our consciousness. Because if there's something that we're trying to create, if there's something that we want to manifest, and it isn't already in our life, then something needs to shift within us so that it can be manifest in our life. So we are looking to identify and transform any of those limiting beliefs that are holding us back. Those may be beliefs that we grew up with. They may be beliefs that the world at large believes, right? They may be beliefs that we came to believe because of our own life experience. We decided things about ourselves. And then, this is always the hardest part. We have to take concrete steps. So it's not enough to just sit there and go, oh, I had an aha. Okay, that's great. Awesome, now what? And so the concrete steps is where you take actions to reinforce your intention, to reinforce the shift in your consciousness, so that it can bring you closer to your goals. And then, this part, this community should love, right? Share the journey, right? Talk about it. Invite collaboration, right? Invite new perspectives. It can be scary to share the things that are really deep, right? Vulnerable. Take that step. Share what it is that you're in the midst of, because that is what helps create opportunity, right? That's what helps create and make space for support to show up in different ways. And then be open. Do not get fixated on specific outcomes. I know how hard that is, right? I know how hard that is. I want that job, I want that job, I want that job. We have to be open and trust the process so that we can stay receptive to what is actually showing up for us that, in my experience, is always 100 times more interesting than what I thought I wanted, right? What I thought I wanted. So manifestation is always happening. You are manifesting right now. Every thought, your beliefs, your actions, all together, they shape your reality. And sometimes that's conscious, and sometimes it's not. So if you want to know what you believe, truly want to know what you believe, look at your life. Look at your life. Are you experiencing lack? Are you experiencing not enough? Are you experiencing unworthiness? Are you feeling a sense of disconnection? Are you feeling a sense of disempowerment? Somewhere you believe that. Somewhere that's active. And it's an invitation for transformation. And that's what our teaching is all about. Transformation. Transformation and healing. Because you know what? Martha Creek calls it our BS. Right? I forget our belief system. It's our BS. Right? Our BS really can get in the way, right? Really get in the way. So there's a science behind this too. This isn't just woo-woo up in the air. There's actually science around this. So neuroplasticity is how our brains, look at my brain shorting out completely at this moment. So neuroplasticity is where what we place our attention on grows in our understanding, that we can create new neural pathways, that we get stuck, right? What's wired together, what's fired together is wired together, right? And so we want to shift that, and that's neuroplasticity. We actually have the capacity to completely change the neural pathways in our brain, and it doesn't matter how old you are. I do not want that excuse. I'm too old, I'm set in my ways. That is a BS, right? That is BS. That is not truth. So, and what that does is as we begin to fire and wire together our brain differently, our brain does something called value tagging. And value tagging means that it begins to go, oh, that's important. Oh, that's important. Oh, that's important. And I talk about this a lot, right? I think in any given second, there's over 250 billion bits of data available to our brain. Do you think we actually process all of that? We are selecting. We are choosing out of all that data. So when we value tag, it means that we're giving our brain an opportunity to realign what it is we're paying attention to. And the techniques that really support this are visualization. There's all these studies that have done. Anybody in here watch the Olympics? Okay, you'll often see as they prepare for the Olympics, they're like standing in place. I was watching the slalom. That's crazy, their knees, they just must be in so much pain. But I was watching them standing up there and they're just eyes closed, going like this. And they are completely visualizing the path. They are visualizing what they're gonna do. Great athletes, they all do that. That's because our brain doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know the difference between us physically doing something or us imagining ourselves doing something. Isn't that cool? So we need to use our imagination. In Unity, we would call that our power of imagination. We need to activate that and apply it in a very conscious way. Because how many people in here is their imagination can catastrophize in a heartbeat? Right? So we're realigning, we're requalifying, we are redirecting so that that neuroplasticity can kick in. And the way we do that, too, is with emotional engagement. We have to care. It's really that simple. You have to care. And sometimes it's hard to care because we're afraid we're going to get hurt. We're afraid it's not going to work out. All the ways that we cut ourselves off from that emotional engagement. I don't want to be disappointed this time. So I'm not going to fully pour my heart, my soul, my beingness into whatever it is that I'm doing. We have to be emotionally engaged. And then we need to bring an intentional focus. And Unity has powerful tools for that, be it meditation, be it affirmative prayer, right? Right now, what are we doing? Intentional focus. So now we're going to get to the bigger conversation. What is abundance? This is also very misunderstood. People equate abundance and prosperity. Prosperity is great, don't get me wrong, having lots of money, lots of material stuff, woohoo, I'm all for it. But when we're talking about abundance, we're talking about something that is larger than just prosperity. So we're talking about material resources, we're talking about vibrant health, we're talking about enriching relationships, we're talking about work that you love, and we're talking about leisure time. So all of these together are what create that consciousness of abundance. So financial freedom is important, right? Having the resources, the financial resources, it empowers us to live our life on our own terms, right? It's about having resources and flexibility so that we can pursue our dreams, so that we can support our loved ones, and we can contribute to the causes that we care about. But there's also open source resources, as Ken calls it, right? So material abundance also includes the richness of our experiences. It includes the depth of our connections. And it is the unexpected gifts that life brings our way. So when we talk about material resources, it is so much more than just financial. Can you feel that? Money is such a hard, there's so much BS that we all have around money. We want to expand our understanding of abundance, and we are going to work through the money stuff too, right? Because that's what we're here, right? So part of the principles that we understand in Unity that we know work, because they've been tried, tested, and they work, which is the giving and receiving. That if we're giving generously, where we're spiritually fed, wherever that is, right? I tithe to authors sometimes. I tithe to musicians sometimes. Somebody touches my heart and I feel spiritually fed by it, I will tithe to them. Meaning that I am not just writing them a check. I am choosing to take my material resources and share them generously because I feel as if I received something of value. And it is that giving and receiving that is so crucial. Receiving is so hard for people. I know people who are so generous, but it's so hard for them to receive. We need both sides of it, yes? Both, it's like the yin and the yang. And we need to release things to make room for the receiving. And that could be cleaning out an old closet. It's amazing what that does. Getting rid of old clothes that you know you're never going to fit into ever again. Yeah, the laughter of recognition. By releasing them, you make room in your closet for new clothes to show up. Yes? And then there's this idea of giving back and paying it forward, right? Of acknowledging that there were points in your life where people supported you, and you get to pay that forward. You don't necessarily have to give it to the person who gave to you. Giving and receiving doesn't work that way. But you can give it forward to someone else who maybe is in a similar situation that you were in, who maybe you understand is experiencing something, and they could use some support, whether that support is your time, your treasure, right, your talent, your truth, your remembering who they actually are. All of that is how we get to give back and pay it forward. So when we think about money, which is always the biggest trigger in these abundance classes and workshops, I really want you to understand that it's not something to be hoarded or feared. Money is energy. It's a form of energy. Money is a way that I can exchange something without having to actually be in the same room with you. It's not meant to be hoarded. It's meant to be used, right? It's a tool, just like everything else is a tool for us to live a more fulfilling life. It's a tool for connection, for growth, and for transformation. Who would we all be if that's how we actually held money? Not something we need to hold on to. Not something we just throw away. You hear these stories of people who win the lottery, and then within 2 years, it's all gone. Right? We want to be able to have that giving and receiving, that back and forth. So vibrant health. So this is more than the absence of illness, right? It's about a holistic well-being. It's about our physical, mental, and emotional selves harmonized together so that we can thrive. And it's attainable regardless of any condition or diagnosis. Really breathe into that. Vibrant health is not necessarily about getting a cure. Vibrant health is about that holistic understanding of our innate wholeness, regardless of what might be happening with any kind of diagnosis that we're having in the moment. Enriching relationships. Now, this is an area where our community is like kind of grooving, yes? It's the cornerstone of a rich and meaningful life. It's the connections that nurture us emotionally, that provide support in difficult times, that amplify our joys, right? These relationships aren't just about the support when things are going south. These relationships are about when things are going great. And it's built on a foundation of trust and respect, where all of us get to feel valued and understood. Can you feel our values right there? Connectivity, authenticity, and inclusivity. Can you feel them alive in this idea of enriching relationships? And it is the cornerstone of living and abundant from an abundance consciousness. And then work you love. Now, I know some of you may be retired, but y'all got things you're doing. I've had people say to me, I'm busier now than I was when I had a real job, right? Work you love. So it's more than just the job. It's an expression of your passions and your talents and your values. And so when you engage in work of any kind that is resonating with your true calling, that's when you get to experience purpose and fulfillment. That's an abundant life. And it's the work that energizes you, that ignites your creativity. It's the work that allows you to make a meaningful contribution to the world. And this right now is more important than anything, I believe. This is our work as a spiritual community. This is our work, is to make a meaningful contribution to the world, to change the injustice, to be a force for love and compassion and empathy, to be that living embodiment of that, not just for ourselves and our own world, but for the larger picture. Yes, I'm preaching. Can I get an amen? Let's bring some black church in here. And then this one. Cindy and I are, Lynn, this is all our leading edge here, right? Leisure time, because it's not just a luxury. It's essential. It's essential. And, you know, our world, it does move fast, doesn't it? It is so quick. It is so, like, sometimes it just feels like you're just running as hard as you can just to kind of stay in place. So free time is where we can be rejuvenated, where our creativity gets to arise anew, where we get to have a deeper connection with ourselves and with others. Because we're quieting the doingness on our leisure time. We're allowing ourselves the beingness. And it's from that place of beingness that fulfillment and vision and the call forward arises. It doesn't arise from our minds, from our fabulous ideas. Do we love our ideas? We love our ideas. What we're looking for is a holistic way to combine the mind, the heart, the body, the beliefs with, like, what is my calling? And when we are aligned like that, we are truly unstoppable. Has anybody in here experienced those moments where everything just kind of clicks and it kind of goes, woo? Yeah? Show of hands? Yeah. And if you haven't experienced it yet, I bet during the book study you will, because that's what we're working towards. So I really want to say this again and again and again, that living an abundant life is not about having a big bank account. It's about having an open heart. It's about having a willingness to receive. And it's about having a spirit of generosity. So the invitation is that, are you even noticing the abundance that's all around you? Or have we just sort of taken it for granted? We live in one of the most beautiful parts of California. How often do you actually just sit and acknowledge the abundant beauty, the abundant wind in Novato, right? You all know what I'm talking about. So can you stay open to the invitation? Can you stay open to the gift so that you can just say yes with an open heart? That you can just say yes. Yes, let's do it. Yes. Like, can we say yes? Because you don't know where it's going to take you. That's the beauty of living an abundant life, is you don't have to know. exactly where you're going. You're trusting that what is arising from within you is guiding every single step. You are being invited to trust yourself. Oh, that was another book study, wasn't it? Right? Being invited to anchor faith, your ability to believe in you, to anchor the power of imagination, that you can visualize truly a world that works for everyone. And that you get to access your power, your mastery of yourself. And from that place, truly, all things are possible. So let's take that into our time of meditation. I know that there's a lot that can potentially be turned over when we start talking about abundance and prosperity and fulfillment and vision and dreams. And so the space that I want to invite us into is one that is gentle. Gentle and loving. Soft, softening the heart. Just noticing where there might be tension in your mind, in your heart, in your body. And just welcoming an openness. And just from this place, this space that is still and quiet, just acknowledge the abundance that is your life right now. Acknowledge the friendships, the money that is in the bank, the health that you do have. That space of connection that exists. The beauty that is all around you. The love of your pet. The joy of just being in this body temple right here and right now. Just bless it all. Just bless the abundance that you are. Bless you. And all that you already have and are. And if you feel called to, you can listen to what you might be called to next. But just resting in what truly is. The blessings that are yours. Let's rest together for a few minutes in the silence. Basking in gratitude, appreciation for all the abundance that is already ours. So I invite you to just say thank you to the people, the health, the vitality, the resources, the joy in your life. And welcome more of that. The invitation right now is to just see yourself with even more of what you already have. More love, more opportunities, more resources, more joy, more laughter, more connection, more health and vitality. Just allow yourself to activate that power of imagination and feel that truth, that this is what is available to us. How grateful I am for this journey that we all get to walk together. I'm so grateful that we get to do this as a sacred Sangha, that there is support, that there is everything and more as we say yes to living into our most authentic, fulfilled life. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Oh, that's interesting. It is the infinite everything. Question. So that is going to be our, how about, I am willing to not know. I open to the infinite possibilities within and all around me. And so it is. Amen.